Hi, Dan Williams, Survive Outdoors, where we talk about wilderness medicine, how to prevent yourself from getting hurt in the outdoors, and how to treat yourself in the outdoors. We do some gear reviews, and we're coming to you live from the Grand Tetons. And right over my left shoulder is Mount Moran, and that sucker is about 12,000 feet above sea level. Right now where I'm at, I'm about 6,800 feet above sea level. So today we're going to be talking about high altitude sickness and what are the signs and symptoms of that. So with high altitude sickness, usually you'll see the CDC and some other sites talk about symptoms don't occur until about 8,000 feet. I've seen me, especially over 5,000 feet, start to get some symptoms of high altitude sickness. And you're going to know when this occurs. You're going to have a rapid heartbeat. You're going to have a headache. You're going to be really fatigued. With a rapid heartbeat, you're going to have increased urine output. But high altitude also affects the kidneys. So the kidneys recognize the lack of oxygen. When that happens, they release a hormone called erythropoietin. And that hormone tells the red blood bone marrow to, hey, get in high gear, guys, and it starts putting out red blood cells so they can carry more oxygen to your body. So every system in your body is affected with high altitude sickness. In fact, the erythropoietin, or EPO, they were using it illegally in horse racing, as well as one well-known biker, Lance Armstrong. And he was using that also. So it increases oxygen so you can basically truck it out there if you're doing marathons or biking or whatever. So high altitude sickness is this potpourri of symptoms. It's a bunch, and it just wipes you out. So one of the best methods to resolve that is to descend. If you can descend 1,000 feet, that would be great. And the best prevention is just to acclimate. And you can, if you have the time, and a lot of rock climbers and a lot of hikers out there who are conditioned, this is not a problem. But you're in Chicago, you're in the Midwest, and you come out and you want to do a weekend, you fly out to the Tetons to do some mountain climbing or just for hiking. And then you're going to notice the headache and the high altitude sickness start to kick in. I noticed it at about 7,000 feet. I have ocular hypertension, so my eyes started hurting, felt pressure, headache, some shortness of breath. And then I'm asked a lot of questions about a pulse ox, those little things that you stick on your finger and it tells you how well you're breathing. You don't need that, all right, number one, to have in your medical kit or in your backpack. And the reason why you don't need it is, what is it going to tell you? It's going to tell you you're short of breath. If you have a history of COPD or respiratory issues, you got to know what your baseline is. So maybe your baseline is 93. Maybe you always walk around with a 93, 94. So you put the pulse ox on and it says 89 and you're scared to death. So it's really useless. You really don't need that out there hiking. We're going to get more into treatment, but right now we're going to be focused just on high altitude sickness and the symptoms that you can experience. So fatigue, headache, restlessness, not sleeping well, increased urine output, being very tired. Those are all major symptoms of HAS. Questions, thoughts, comments? Have you experienced high altitude sickness, and what did you do to relieve it? Write it down below. All right, guys, keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. We'll see you next time. Take care.